Suzuka circuit. The first 10 drivers that you see are the ones that are all in the playoffs to make it more fair. That way drivers aren't whining about other drivers being in their way. We are underway here. Martin onto the inside, Luis Gustavo Marza, who's starting in first, but technically Martin's starting in first since he's the one that gets the inside lane in turn 1. And he is clear of LGD, at least for the time being. The 53 of Buckworth Huckleberry looks to get past LGD as well. Is he going to be able to pull that move off? Going into the inside here on what I believe is turn 6. And it looks like Buckworth Huckleberry does have second. Actually, no, I take that back. Right through the many S's of Suzuka, you really don't know who has which car is ahead of the other until they come out of this backstretch here. And it's going to be Levante Martin who takes lap 1. With Huckleberry in second, LGD in third, Morrison Jr. fourth, Kronberg in fifth. Coming into turn 1 for the second time. Is LGD going to make a move on here? Here comes the 10 of Justin Morrison Jr. making a move on Kronberg. You can see here the 96 and the 10 are racing very competitively for those spots, and the 16 of Fontaine has also just got past Johnson. The 12 of Lamarty has gone past Edgewater, which is not going to help his playoff hopes, since Edgewater is the only driver who he's the only driver in the playoffs that doesn't have a win yet. If he can't get ahead of the rest of these drivers, that's going to really hurt his chances. Coming out of turn 2, Levante Martin still has it, but LGD's not quite enough to get past Buckworth Huckleberry. You can also see, if you notice from their cars, that the playoff drivers have a white banner instead of the standard black one. You can see best right here with Kyle Lamarty and Steve Rada. We are now onto lap 3, and Martin comfortably has the lead now, but we still have a lot of racing to go. Coming down the backstretch, and Buckworth Huckleberry looks to take Levante Martin's lead. Slowing down coming into 1, but I think Levante Martin's going to outbreak him, and he does. But the 53 is going to wrap around him onto the outside. But Martin is way faster coming out of turn 2. In fact, it was just Huckleberry that was slow. The 8 almost had him. Here is Martin. The 53 and the 8 have all done a pretty good job at keeping up with the 70. There have been no wrecks yet, surprisingly. Is Kronberg going to make a move on Dustin Morrison Jr.? Hesitated, but can make the move here coming into the last turn of the track. Kronberg into the inside. He looks to make the move on Morrison Jr. This is going to be for that 4th spot, but Morrison Jr. is way faster coming out. We are now on to lap 7, and look at this battle for second. Huckleberry and Luis Marza have been battling for second for basically this entire race. We still don't really know who's the leader between these two because of all the many S's. Luis Gustavo Marza versus Buckworth Huckleberry for second is one good battle. And now the 96 of Kronberg looks to take the spot back from Dustin Morrison Jr. Rada and Edgewater are behind some non-playoff cars at the moment. The highest ranked non-playoff car is the 12 of Kyle Lamarty. Buckworth Huckleberry doing everything he can to hold off the 96 to hold down the 8 of Luis Gustavo Marza, but now he's going to have to hold off Kronberg, your defending champion. Very good defending moving from Buckworth Huckleberry there. Coming on to the coming on to turn 2 again here at lap 8. Now we're here at lap 9. Levante Martin still has the lead, but he is into the grass. Can he save it? No, he cannot. He spun out, but his tires should be fine, not hitting any other drivers. He's barely behind Bill Edgewater, so he should be fine once these pit stops are done. He can work his way up to the back of the pack. Not too big of an error, but that lets the 53 of Buckworth Huckleberry take the lead. Still trying to hold off the 8 of Luis Gustavo Marza, but instead it's the battle for first. Coming out of the final turn, are they going to pit yet? No, they're not. I think they're going to wait a couple of laps. And now Dustin Morrison Jr. is looking to make a pass on Kronberg, but does not get there, as Morrison Jr. is going to make the move coming into turn 1 here at lap 11. Morrison to the inside. Looks like he's not going to do it. He's going to wait. Has come into pit. I think he's pitting much earlier than the rest of the pack. Probably doesn't want to pit with the rest of the pack, so that way he can catch up easier, not having to deal with the crowd. Are these drivers going to pit, or are they going to pit here at lap 11, or are they going to wait a bit? It's still the 53 of Buckworth Huckleberry who has the lead. With Kronberg in third, Morrison Jr. in fourth, and I believe it's Pasquale in fifth. And the 53 coming out of the last turn. Is he going to pit? And it looks like he is. The 53 is pitting, but everybody else is staying out. Everybody else is waiting until the last lap to pit. Looks like Kyle Lamardi has came in as well as looks like most of the Ram Chargers have. Here is the 53 of Huckleberry in the middle of your screen. Is he going to take 2 tires or is he going to take 4? It looks like he is going to take... Yep, he is taking just 2. Let's get back to the cockpit cam of the 96 of Felix Club Kronberg. Now that Luis Gustavo Marza is in the lead, at least for the time being. Now on to lap 12. I imagine the rest of the cars are going to come into pit now, or maybe not. We'll see. Coming out of this turn, yes, LGD and Kronberg are pitting. It looks like everybody else is pitting except for Zach Johnson. Johnson is staying out. He's going to pit on the next lap. Let's see what strategies these drivers take here. I believe most of them are going to take 2 tires, but some might just take all 4. It looks like Edgewater got into some contact with Fontaine, but that shouldn't be too big of a deal. Looks like they're all taking 2 tires. But where's the 53 of Buckworth Huckleberry? He's right there. And Kronberg and LGD have beaten out Buckworth Huckleberry to the pits. Oh, we had to contact here. The 9 of Noonan and the 5 of Noonan, it was right coming out of the pits too. They just both hit each other into the wall. Neither of them look to be done for the day. They're still trying to get some good points. Well, they won't be earning any points, but they want to get some good finishes to start up next season. The 70 of Levante Marin who pitted, he is working his way up the pack. You can see he's significantly faster than the rest of the drivers. He's probably going to tell Opsal to get out the way. Get out the way, I got some playoff points to earn. But back up front, it is the 8 of Luis Gustavo Marza who has the lead, with Kronberg in second and Huckleberry in third. All of these drivers took 2 tires instead of Marin, who took 4. Laps to go here. You can see Marin has already worked his way back up into the top 10. Now he is racing alongside Pasquale. Look at this pack that we have here. Marin to the inside, and he's going to work his way past Johnson. That is what those 4 tires do. Back up front, and it's still LGD who has the lead. The 12 of Lamardi is looking to get a top 5 despite not being in the playoffs. It's gonna be two laps to go this time around. Can Buck with Huckleberry make a move? It would be very hard considering how good Luis Gustavo da Marza is at road courses. It's gonna be two to go this time around. Levante Martin pulled off a 56.929, which is over a second faster than anybody else. That is how hard he is racing. LGD has increased his gap. This is from the back of LGD's car, doing a pretty decent job at holding off Buckworth. Now it's Buckworth who's on the attack and LGD who's on defense. Can LGD get his third win of the season here in Suzuka? Looks like Martin is racing alongside Lamarty. Morrison Jr., Rada, and Edgewater are all behind some non-playoff cars. But this guy has some big implications as well in this battle. They're all right next to each other. They are the last three. Edgewater into the inside. Is he going to get the move past Rada? No, he is not. It's going to be one lap to go this time around. LGD still has the lead, and Martin gets into Lamarty, and they both crash. Lamarty does a great job at saving it, but Martin not so much. He is into the sand, and that sand's going to stop his car. Martin will get the fastest lap bonus, but he's going to finish last out of all the playoff drivers. Which, if you're the leader of this race, that is not where you want to be. The race has ended here, and your finishing grid is right there. LGD did a great job at holding Buckworth Huckleberry off. With Kronberg in third, Fontaine in fourth, Lamarty getting the top five, Johnson in sixth, Davenport in second, Pasquale, Ross, and Morrison Jr. make up the rest of the top 10.